This is me about to go down several of the most terrifying water slides in the world, and here's why. I love water slides. And I have a theory where I genuinely believe that it's pretty much impossible not to have a good time going down a water slide. So to finally prove this, I'm gonna go to a water park with the worst reviewed water slides I can find and test if my theory is correct. So after a few hours of research, I found a water park that might be perfect. The only thing, it's a several-hour drive outside of the US. So because of that, I don't want to go alone. So this is my plan to convince my friends to go with me. I'm gonna lie.
Do you guys want to go to a super cool water park with a bunch of cool water slides?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Grab your passports.
What?
So we hopped in a car, and after a few hours of driving,
Where is this water park?
Yeah, so we gotta cross the border. What?
so we crossed the border and got a taxi for the worst reviewed water park. And after about 20 minutes of driving, there it was.
That writing on the wall, that's it. Dude, this is it. This is the entrance.
So I'm gonna be testing the water slides on these 3 factors: the appearance of the water slide, the experience I had, and of course, how safe it was.
All right, the real reason we're here, guys, we're gonna be testing some of the most insane water slides in the world, like that one. And this whole park is rated 1 star for how dangerous it is.
No way. Oh my God. Yo, that was the biggest back smack I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
First, we're gonna start with some easier ones. Just literally caution tape. We should be fine. Dude. Look at all of that. Here we go, ready? Yo, what's in there? All right, here we go. First one. Yo, I'm not going anywhere! Oh my God, it was completely dark!
Why were you screaming like that?
Completely dark!
I thought you were dying.
You got this, Billy! It's so cold! No, I got stuck!
Why did you
didn't even make it off the slide!
Bro, I have the biggest wedgie.
Okay.
Why is it so dark?
Oh my God, I can't see anything.
What'd you think of the first one?
Way too dark. I couldn't see anything.
Hey, a wedgie, that slide was a bully. For the first water slide, I'm giving a solid 2 out of 5 stars. Not too bad. Good?
I agree.
All right, time for the next one.
Now each of these water slides are only gonna get more and more terrifying as the video goes on, which leads us to our next water
For
slide.
the next water slide, we are gonna be racing each other down those 2 white ones.
We're going down.
I'm gonna win.
I'm racing you.
On, dude.
You ready?
It looks really steep now.
All right, let's go. Do a 3 count.
3, 2, 1, go! I got you! No, I stopped! I stopped! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
I think I won.
I got stuck!
All right, you and me are up. Bring it on.
And as we climbed up the stairs to test out the water slides, we saw they shut down the water slide. So we had to take it one step further.
The big one's open? All right. Dude, it's that one right there.
It's like 2 stories taller than the white one.
If you haven't, now's also a great time to subscribe. As you can see, we're literally putting our bodies on the line. So it'd mean a lot if you would subscribe.
You got this, Billy. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. I got air! That was the scariest water slide I've ever done in my life. That was scary, dude. Oh! Bro, that's from touching back down from going to space. All right, what do you guys rate the white water slides.
That was kind of sketchy.
I got stuck. I'm salty. I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I'd agree with it too.
That water slide right there, the most scary water slide I've ever been on in my life. I know we have a lot more to try, but that is the sketchiest water slide I've ever tried.
So far?
Yeah. Should we say it together? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 2 stars, 2 stars. Okay.
Can I try it? That's terrifying.
The next water slide is the Twister.
Where do I start?
So how this one works is you go down the water slide, go inside this giant toilet bowl, and then it spits you out right here into the water.
I'm kind of bummed, Drew.
Why?
Because there's no grills allowed in this area, and I really wanted some barbecue.
That's why you had me film?
It looks so much worse from here.
Good luck.
What if I follow my bed? Oh my god.
Thank God we had them go first.
Right.
It's not. Oh my god, how am I gonna go in there? Oh my god. Here we go, baby! Oh my gosh!
All right, the Twister was by far my favorite one we did yet. What do you guys think?
I agree. That was so fun.
That one was just genuine fun. I'm gonna rate that a solid 4 out of 5 stars. What do you guys think?
It would be a 5 if the lines on my back when I was going down the slide like rattled me.
This next water slide is one of the most sketch ones here, and it doesn't look like it.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
So what I've heard about this one is in the middle, it launches you into the air. So hopefully Billy survives this one.
This part looks so sketch right here.
I'm at the depth of this pool though.
Yo.
So much worse than I thought.
Ready? We have one slide in between us.
That was crazy. What do you guys think of that one?
Well, considering that I completely lost the slide for what seemed like 3 seconds and then collided with it, 1 star. I could have died.
Scary slide, cool jump. So definitely 1 star.
I'm just so confused by everything. Why is it in the kids section? I don't. It's 1.
For this next water slide, you need a tube. Who's going first?
Yeah, you.
All right, so that water slide compared to the rest of the water park was probably the safest one, which is not saying a lot.
Yeah, my legs almost crashed into the concrete side. To be fair, I asked her to spin me, so it's not
Yeah.
my fault.
I have to walk.
And then I had a feeling they would just let us go in and get it, and because we're at this water park.
I'd honestly rate that one 5 stars. That one was pretty safe. But now it's time for the last one.
Now it's time to test the most terrifying water slide in the water park, where you climb to the top of a platform, slide down a ramp, and then get launched into the air.
Dude, look at that. Bro, there's nothing even, there's no water on that. We should probably splash water up this. Yeah. Dude, that is bone dry, this thing. Oh my gosh, dude. Well, we'll hope that does. Oh, that is so high up. Oh my god. We are so high up. Oh my god.
So after going down some of the most terrifying water slides I've ever been on, I would say my theory was actually wrong. The water slides don't make the water park fun. It's the people that you bring with you. Now don't get me wrong, these water slides were fun and honestly kind of dangerous. But it wouldn't have been anywhere as close as this amazing experience without my friends there.
You gotta try the double. You think? Yes, you got it.
But now it's time for something I've been extremely looking forward to, and that was for Nick to go.
Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. Buddy, that's wild.
You got this. Send it. Sprint into it.
I'm easily gonna give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Oh yeah, same. 5 out of 5. That was insane.
I smacked. That's a 1 out of 5.
How many likes for you to come back and do this?
20,000 likes. I will come back and do a front flip off this slide. I promise.
This is me about to go down several of the most terrifying water slides in the world again.
Yeah, I already did this once.
4 months ago, I tested a theory that it's impossible to not have fun going down a water slide, even if it's at the worst water park in the world. And I honestly felt like I proved that by having a great time. But I guess some people would say differently. So to finally prove this theory, I'm gonna be testing 3 different types of water slides to get more and more scary and dangerous, starting with
Man-made water slides.
water parks have their water slides built by professionals. So in theory, these water slides should be the most fun and safe compared to all the other water slides I'll be trying in this video. So thank you to Epic Games for sponsoring this video. So for this first water park, there will be 4 intense water slides we'll be trying.
Now you can't see too much of the water slides from in here. That's because the giant water slides here are wrapped around the outside of the building.
Now before we go down these water slides, here are the dangers of man-made water slides. 1, these water slides are too fast and there's a chance we get injured. 2, there's a lot of people so you might get hit out of nowhere. And 3, there could potentially be pee in the water. But let's hope that doesn't happen.
All right, here we go. On your go. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, we're flying right now. Oh, that's so fast.
Bro, so much water just got in my mouth.
My hat flew off.
You took your hat?
And just as we thought this water slide was a success,
Well, not even the first slide and I already got injured.
How did you already get injured?
I don't know.
That's like the slide here.
So we just warmed up with the first water slide, and Nick already got injured. But now we're gonna go to the top of the water park to do the 3 biggest water slides here. There, and the drop. That one literally just drops you in the air.
and just like that, it was time to test water slide number 2.
You gotta be kidding me.
And although Nick lost his hat, thankfully no one got injured on this water slide. And since I went backwards on water slide number 2, it was time for Nick to go backwards on water slide number 3. And this water slide was honestly so fun and smooth. And to make things even better, when we got down to the bottom of the water slide, there was a little surprise waiting for Nick.
Found it?
Unlike the other water slide locations coming up in this video, there are people at water parks working to help you out.
They found my hat.
But then again,
If there's pee in that water, I definitely drank it because my mouth was all the way open when I hit the bottom.
And it's all the way in my hat, too.
but now it's finally time to try the most terrifying water slide this water park has to offer.
Here first.
No, absolutely
Rock,
not.
paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
No!
Oh my god. No way. That's terrifying. I don't know. What the? Did I just stand on that?
It's not your legs, it's not your arms.
Bro, I'm actually terrified. Is this gonna hit me in the face?
If you hold on tight, then it might not.
I'm actually, my heart is racing right now. I'm scared. I'm so
3, 2, 1, launch!
I'm gonna hold my hat this time.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest, this place was awesome. I can see now why they made these water slides professionally, because they were terrifying. And I'm honestly gonna rate it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. This place was incredible. The only reason it's not 5 stars is because the last water slide scared the crap out of me. Nick, what do you think? Nick? Nick? The best part, there was no pee in the water.
Yeah, nobody peed in the water.
So after having a great day at the water park and getting closer to proving my theory correct, it was time to move on to a much more dangerous water slide, and that is a homemade water slide. Homemade water slides are much more dangerous than professionally built water slides because they don't follow any safety regulations at all, and they're built by somebody that pretty much knows nothing about water slides, which is exactly why I'm gonna build one. So while we spend the next week building this water slide, here are the dangers of a homemade water slide. One, there's a high possibility that we get grounded because we'll destroy the house.
You're wild.
Call me Bob the Builder. I won't tell if you won't tell.
The second danger fear is that there's a very high possibility the water slide breaks down. And 3 is that there's a pretty high chance we fly off this water slide. But let's hope that doesn't happen. So after a week of carefully building this homemade water slide, there was only one thing left to do. Me and my family trying it out.
Take a look.
What is that?
My God.
Dog, did you build a water park? This one's gonna go crazy. Ready to test it?
Rob's so excited.
Days of work, bro. I'm gonna start inside the house and I'm just gonna book it. I hope this works. If I fall off, will you still try it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go!
You gotta try it!
Oh my god, this is crazy.
You got it! You got it!
Oh my god, this is so fast. No way, bro.
How was it?
We did it!
Dude, this is so insane. After spending a whole day going down this water slide, I'm gonna rate this water slide 3 stars. It is definitely dangerous, but it was also so much fun. Now with my theory looking even more promising, it was time to move on to one of the most dangerous types of water slides, and that is natural water slides. Natural water slides are extremely dangerous because they are literally just flowing water over rocks. So after a bit of research, I found a natural water slide in the middle of the forest. The only problem is, we're gonna have to hike through the mountains to get there. So I packed a bag with everything I would need, but there was just one small problem.
We have actually no signal. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little searching signal up there. So if we get lost, let's just say I hope we really don't get lost because I have no idea how we're gonna get out of there.
So we started heading towards the mountains, hoping we were going in the right direction.
I think it's this way.
It's where everyone else is going, so.
And after some very interesting warnings from people leaving,
What did that guy say?
That guy literally just drove by and said, watch out for the homeless guy down there. It was crazy.
Cool.
and after some scouting, we started following the sound of the water, hoping it would lead us to the natural water slide. And as we got further into the hike, we saw something very strange.
You see that?
Weird.
Now that we are getting closer to the natural water slide, here are the dangers.
When I was looking into this place, there's 3 things that they talked about to look out for. 1, rattlesnakes. 2, bring something warm after because the water is absolutely freezing. 3, bring water shoes, which I did.
Wait.
3 tennis shoes.
Yeah.
You knew we were going in the water.
Now, as confused as I was to why on earth Nick wore tennis shoes to this natural water slide hike, I had just one goal in mind: find this natural water slide. And after just a few minutes of hiking,
Did this make a waterfall?
Did you do it? Was it fun?
It's intense. All right, you have a great day. You too. Listen careful.
so we started hiking down the rocks, and Nick very quickly realized why he shouldn't have worn those tennis shoes.
Is this the natural water slide?
And after just a couple minutes of hiking, Nick slipped again. Because, you know, he thought it was a good idea to wear tennis shoes.
Oh, my ass.
And right as we reached the bottom, we saw flowing water, which was a good sign that we were close to the natural water slide. But as we started climbing over the small waterfalls, we very quickly ran into a huge problem.
Literally, Nick just tried to toss me his phone and it fell in the waterfall. I can't believe that actually just happened.
So we literally spent the next hour searching underwater, looking through strangers' phones.
This guy let Nick use a waterproof case to look under the water and see if he can find his phone.
And even using this random stranger's goggles. But luckily, just a few minutes later,
Let's go! Does it still work? No way!
Bro.
No way!
and just a few seconds later, this water slide looked terrifying. So this is either gonna go very good or very bad.
Bro, it's like so much bigger in person than I was expecting.
Like you're going first, right?
I don't even know how we get up there. I bet you we have to climb all the way back around. You're shivering.
I'm shivering because I'm cold, not because I'm scared. I swear.
You wanna go first?
No.
So I somehow convinced Nick to go first, and after 20 minutes of hiking up where we first started,
I made it. So here it is. Drew's down there.
Bro, I know he's freaking out right now.
Ah, I'm so scared. Ready? 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 3, 2, 1.
That was actually insane.
That was unreal. Let's go. Hey, it's your turn.
and just like that, I hiked back up the mountains, and after 20 minutes,
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie with you guys, I'm literally crapping my pants right now. This is terrifying. Alright, so after doing that water slide, I'm honestly going to give that a solid 4 out of 5 stars. I can see why people may have given this 1 star because climbing to it and actually trying to go down it is absolutely terrifying. But once you go down it, it's literally the best water slide I've ever been down. It's so fun, bro.
I'd much rather do this than like a water park water.
I would say my theory was correct. It is really impossible to not have a fun time going down a water slide, even if it's man-made, homemade, or Mother Nature made. This is me about to go down several of the most terrifying theme park rides in the world.
Oh my God, I'm gonna freaking die!
From a zip line through the jungle, to extreme rafting, to even running off the side of a cliff. Let me explain. When I was around 10 years old, I celebrated my birthday at a theme park, and there was just so many rules we couldn't even have fun. So, for my birthday 20 years later, me and all my friends traveled thousands of miles to the Dominican Republic, where they have theme park rides with very little rules. This way we can see if theme park rides with less rules will make the experience more fun or more dangerous. Starting with our first theme park ride, whitewater rafting.
I've always wanted to do this. I've never done it before, so I'm so excited to see how this goes, especially with no regulations.
At a normal theme park, everyone gets inside of a giant raft and goes down a safe, smooth slide. But at this theme park, all of the drops and slides are made out of rock. And let's just say, no rules would have saved us from this natural river. This was so much more dangerous, but honestly more fun than your normal fake river that you'd see at a theme park. We were literally bumping into rocks, moving backwards in the raft, and going over insane waterfalls. To give you an idea, at a normal theme park, you go down one of those giant whitewater rafting rides and you just get splashed at the end. Let's just say with this, you literally get submerged into the water. And besides swallowing about 10 gallons of water, this was so much more fun with no rules. Now, my birthday is 3 days away from now, so before then, I need to at least test all of these theme park rides to see if it's more fun or more dangerous with no rules. So after rafting down waterfalls, we went back to the house to get a quick bite to eat, and that was when the next theme park attraction arrived at our house.
That's crazy. How you doing, man?
At a normal theme park, you might be able to ride a horse for like 5 minutes in an enclosed exhibit, but we were going to ride horses through the streets and through the jungle.
This is crazy. We're just on the road right now with horses. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my gosh. I'm flying on this thing. Woo!
I couldn't believe we were just riding these horses through the city. And it was so normal to everyone. People were waving and even riding horses of their own. I will say though, there was a few things that stood out as dangerous.
Ow! Just got taken out by a tree.
Like this stick with a spike on the end of it.
Oh, that would have hurt.
Maybe there honestly should be a rule for that. I think no spikes would be a pretty good rule. Now, just riding the horse was fine, but the second the horse started picking up speed, let's just say it got a lot more intense.
Yeah!
In a lot of different areas.
Oh my God, it's so bumpy!
Then out of nowhere, we went off the road and started walking through the water with the horses.
Oh my gosh, no way.
This was definitely the most insane horse riding experience I've ever had.
No way.
Looks like my friend Nick even made a little friend along the way.
Nick?
See, guys, look at the cows.
That one's pooping. Oh gosh.
And even if this horse riding experience had rules, I don't think my horse would have understood it anyways, because every time I tried to tell the horse to do something, it just ignored me and started going faster.
Billy?
Now, I thought we were just going on a horse ride, but what I didn't know is that the horses were actually taking us to a massive natural waterfall.
This is so sick! Wow.
This waterfall looks straight out of a movie. Honestly, the only thing I can compare it to is when you go to a theme park and that giant bucket of water pours on you, but that only lasts for a few seconds. This was here permanently, so you could experience it whenever you wanted. And now you don't see a giant waterfall without trying a flip in front of it. At least that's what Britt said when she told us to throw her into the air. Even though having no rules here was probably pretty dangerous, it was honestly so much fun because if you went next to a normal waterfall at a water park, you would not be allowed to do any of the stuff that we're doing here, especially throwing your fiance in the air. Now, next to this waterfall was a giant rock that was super slippery, so we decided to use it as a water slide. And since there's, well, no rules, no one could really tell us no. Now, although I may have gotten a slight cut on the rock water slide, it was still nothing compared to the natural water slides we'll be doing later in the video. So we spent the rest of the night hopping on a bus and just exploring the town. And let's just say there was no rules on this bus either, because we were able to do pretty much anything on this bus. We were literally doing workouts on the bus.
You guys are crazy. Pretty normal.
Stunts. Singing, dancing. And even trying flips, all while the bus was moving. But don't worry, YouTube, it was supervised by some safety professionals. They even joined in to prove how safe it was. And what was actually so crazy is while we were doing a workout on the bus, we saw this gym on the side of the road, so we stopped to go work out there as well.
What do you rate the gym?
10 out of 5.
And I think it's safe to say there's no rules for this gym either.
Billy may have taken too much pre-workout.
But after having a fun night out, we decided to go get some rest for the night because the next 2 days will be full of the most extreme activities without any rules. And as soon as we woke up the next morning, we headed to our next theme park attraction, which is an ATV tour with no rules.
See how this goes.
Now, normal ATV tours you go on, you stay in a formal line and pretty much stay in one location. But this ATV tour was a lot different than that. We were riding through the streets.
Yo, this is crazy. We're on the street.
We were riding through the mountains.
Look at my shoes.
Oh, mine are perfect.
Ow, how is it perfectly clean?
We were even riding through the water. It was pretty crazy. We went from passing cars on the road to passing animals in the forest. Even our tour guide was going against traditional rules. It's kind of funny, once you take away the rules, you naturally just want to create some rules of your own, like trying to keep my girlfriend safe as she sticks her legs above her head.
Sorry. Oh, you said that right in front of me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, hi. Drew, why'd you crash into Billy?
I was looking at the chicken.
So after riding ATVs for hours, we packed into the car and drove 2 hours to the theme park attraction I was honestly looking forward to the most, and that was ziplines. The only problem is, these ziplines are deep into the jungle, so we're gonna have to hike there.
How we doing?
Not even tired yet.
Oh, shit. I all fell.
This hike took forever, and it was honestly kind of funny because the people working there just kept saying it was 5 more minutes away, but it was definitely not 5 minutes away.
How much longer?
Yeah, so just 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Just 5 more. Vamos arriba, chico.
He said that 5 minutes ago.
And after around an hour of hiking, we made it to the zip lines.
All right, I'm drenched. And the biggest thing is there's no rules. So we'll see how this goes.
Now, normally if you try a zip line at a theme park, you have to be in one position and you can't change that position the entire time you're on the zip line. And I can definitely say those rules didn't apply here. And the best part is, if you didn't feel like you were going fast enough, you could just tell the instructor and they would throw you to make you go faster. Now, I've been on a few zipline tours, but this was by far my favorite one. Even though the ziplines were relatively short, it was so fun being able to move however you want while still knowing you were pretty much safe.
Wow.
And what they didn't tell us is at the end of the zipline tour, we would arrive to the craziest theme park attraction yet, and that's natural water slides.
So imagine like your normal water slide at a water park, but all of these are made out of rock. Let's see how it goes.
So far, my experience has been so much better than my birthday I had when I was a kid. But before I can make my final decision tomorrow on my birthday, I still had more rides to do. Now, the only way to get to each water slide is by swimming through these caves. And I gotta say, this is a much different way to get from ride to ride at a normal theme park, but this was so much more fun.
This is so cool.
Now, when we got to the water slide, there was surprisingly one rule, and that one rule was you either had to go down the water slide or jump off a cliff, which this was one rule I was okay with. After spending a full day of riding ATVs, going down zip lines, and natural water slides, we went back home and relaxed because tomorrow we were going to be doing the most extreme theme park attraction yet, and that's paragliding. How paragliding works is you jump off a cliff and then a parachute takes you wherever the wind is going. Now, once we got there, we were all wondering how on earth we were going to get to the top of the mountain, which is when they told us all to get into the back of a pickup truck and hold on for dear life.
Dude, this is crazy. We're literally driving in the back of a truck bed on the way up.
I feel like we've done a lot of stupid things in our life, but I think this is the stupidest.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Cow. Guys, we shouldn't do this. This is a bad idea.
This is crazy right now.
Immediately, like a bad idea.
And after the most intense 15-minute long car ride of my life, we reached the top of the mountain, and it was beautiful.
Oh my God. So we literally just go right over here and then just run off the mountain. So how does it work? You have to just run down it?
We just have to run it.
And then
But now it's time for the scary part.
This is wild. The only tip we have is to just run.
The moment we stepped off the mountain, it was the most peaceful and most beautiful moment of my life. All of the fear I had went away. I was literally flying.
Oh my God. Oh no, I can't reach the ground. Oh no, I can't reach the ground. Oh my God, I'm gonna freaking die. Ah!
As I was flying through the air, I couldn't help but look back on all the things we did throughout the last few days. I realized this has been one of the best birthdays I've ever had.
Hi, baby.
But before I decide if having no rules at a theme park is truly better, we first needed to land. Because if I don't survive this, I'll never have another birthday again.
Yo, this is nuts.
And just like that, we all survived every theme park attraction.
That was absolutely incredible.
And as we spent the night celebrating my birthday, I can honestly say having no rules at a theme park is way better than having rules. And this experience has been one of the best birthdays I've ever had. Spending a week in the Dominican Republic with my best friends and meeting so many new people was such a fun experience. And I think it's safe to say that birthday I had when I was a kid has been redeemed. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you can click here and watch another. While you do that, I'm gonna go celebrate my birthday. As you can tell, I'm having a lot of fun right here.